why has this ended? And why, for instance, have they not looked at the Air Jordan model, which will keep both parties rich in perpetuity, and
Right.
said, well, actually, Tiger, let's develop your clothing line, right? Scotty Scheffler wears Tiger Woods t-shirt. He's the
Yeah.
world number one. Why do you think this has ended? Why are we not having the equivalent of Air Jordans in golf for the next 50 years?
Well, I think there's a couple things to keep in mind here, and the Jordan situation is certainly an anomaly in the sense of its. I mean, Jordan hasn't played basketball in a couple of decades, and his clothing line and his insignia, his logo, the Jordan Air logo, it's one of the most recognizable logos in the world. I mean, it's become like Coca-Cola, and it's that rare. And so I think that when I look at what's happened with Tiger and Nike, sometimes these things run their course. You know, these relationships, when they unravel or end, we all want to kind of focus on, it's tempting, like what went wrong. I can't help but keep coming back to, it's not really about that. It's about, look at all that went right. And I'm not trying to be a PR guy here. I could care less. Sure. You know, obviously I have no interest in Nike or Tiger propping up either one of them. It's just that I think that if you look at this from an adult standpoint, both sides got tremendous mileage out of the other. And as Tiger evolved to what he became, it's not surprising to me that Nike couldn't necessarily meet all the needs or demands that Tiger had. And I don't mean demands in a negative way, but Tiger's not 25 anymore. His body isn't what it was anymore. He is a different man than he was when they started. And Nike is a different company. And so Tiger needs things now that maybe Nike's not well suited to provide. And I think that that's not a knock on Nike. It's certainly not a knock on Tiger. It's just an acknowledgement that, look, they had a quarter century together. They made gobs of money together. They changed the game together. They changed the marketing world together. And they've reached a point where they could, you know, sort of elegantly say, you know, shake hands and say, you know, it was great, but, you know, it's time. And there was no big fight. There was no big nastiness. You don't see either side leaking rumors about the other. I think what you see, and the reason people are having maybe a hard time with it is because this is rare, is you're seeing two big parties walk away without a ton of animosity. And that doesn't mean there hasn't been friction. It doesn't mean there haven't been some shouting matches. There has been all of that. But you always have that when you have these kinds of hyper-competitive, ultra-successful, creative business relationships that last that long. And so I just think it's like, you get Phil Knight and Tiger Woods in a room together now, you're going to see two people that probably put their arms around each other and have big smiles on their face because they made a ton of money together.
Yeah, no, I hear you.